remember a moment where I stopped trying to say the right thing. Not because I gave up, but because something inside me settled. The constant checking, the overthinking, the quiet need for reassurance. It all went quiet. And strangely, that's when everything shifted. Her tone changed before her words did. Her attention lingered a little longer. She started reaching out, not dramatically, just naturally. Maybe you've felt this too. That confusing moment when doing less seems to create more connection. This isn't about tricks. It's about a psychological shift most people never notice until it works. Most people believe attraction grows through effort. More attention, more consistency, more proof of interest. Psychologically, that sounds logical, but attraction doesn't operate on logic alone. It operates on autonomy. When someone feels they are being pursued, their brain registers certainty, and certainty removes curiosity. This activates what psychologists call reactance theory, the resistance people feel when their freedom to choose feels subtly reduced. Even when attention is positive, too much of it can trigger a quiet pullback, not because interest is gone, but because autonomy feels threatened. Attraction needs space to breathe, not distance, not withdrawal, but room for choice. When that room disappears, desire often follows. This is why the dynamic feels backwards, because it's not about effort, it's about psychological safety and freedom. It usually starts with good intentions. You like her, so you lean in. You reply faster, you initiate more. You become emotionally available in every possible way. At first, it feels right, connected, promising. Then, something shifts. Her responses slow down. Plans become less certain. The energy you're giving isn't fully met. So you try harder without realizing it. More reassurance, more presence, more explaining how you feel. And that's the moment most people miss. The effort isn't creating closeness anymore. It's quietly creating pressure. If this feels familiar, you're not broken. You're responding the way most humans do. The pattern isn't about neediness. It's about misunderstanding how attraction regulates itself. What's happening underneath this dynamic is surprisingly consistent. Three psychological forces tend to overlap here. First is the scarcity principle. The human brain assigns value to what feels limited, not guaranteed. When attention becomes constant and predictable, its perceived value drops, even if the person still likes you. Second is psychological reactance. When someone senses an unspoken expectation to respond, reciprocate, or commit emotionally, the nervous system subtly resists, not consciously, somatically. Third is autonomy-driven desire. Attraction strengthens when someone feels they are choosing you freely, not being pulled toward you. This is why pulling back works when it's genuine, not as a tactic, but as a restoration of balance. The moment your energy becomes self-contained again, pressure dissolves, and curiosity has space to return. That's the real mechanism, not manipulation, regulation. The shift usually doesn't look dramatic from the outside. There's no speech, no boundary announcement. It happens internally first. You stop monitoring every interaction. You stop measuring her interest against your own. Not because you don't care, but because you remember your life still exists. Your attention returns to your body, your work, your friends, your pace. And she feels it, not as distance, as relief. The energy between you becomes quieter, cleaner. There's no urgency to respond or perform. That's often when she leans in, not chasing, just re-engaging, because pressure left the room.
Here's an important clarification. What we're talking about isn't trickery. It's not mind games or emotional manipulation. Healthy reverse psychology and attraction is rooted in authentic self-regulation. When you stop over-investing in her attention, you're not controlling her behavior, you're controlling your own energy. This aligns with research on outcome independence, the idea that desire is strongest when people feel choice and freedom. It's why scarcity and autonomy work psychologically. Contrast that with manipulation, which adds deception, pressure, or emotional withholding. That triggers distrust and anxiety, the opposite of attraction. Here, the goal is simple. Be present without needing her response to validate you. Allow curiosity and natural desire to reemerge. It's subtle, ethical, and surprisingly effective. She may not articulate it at first. Her brain notices before her mouth does. The quiet confidence, the calm presence, the space you create. It registers as safety, freedom, curiosity. She doesn't realize why she's drawn in. She just notices she wants to reach out, that she's thinking about you more, that your attention no longer feels overwhelming. These are emotional signals, not logical ones. Her nervous system is responding. Before her mind catches up, her feelings have shifted. And this is why trying harder usually backfires. The more urgent your energy, the more she unconsciously resists. Attraction is deeply influenced by attachment systems. People with anxious attachment seek closeness and reassurance. They often respond strongly to attention or withdrawal. People with avoidant attachment value autonomy and space. Excessive attention triggers discomfort and subtle pullback. Most interactions involve a push-pull loop between these patterns. When you overinvest, an avoidant nervous system feels pressure. When you pull back, it restores balance, sparking interest. Your nervous system also matters. Calm, regulated presence signals safety and security. Anxious energy signals neediness and unpredictability. Understanding these loops explains why the subtle shift of less effort, more self-containment works. It's not magic, it's biology and psychology aligning naturally. Silence doesn't mean distance. It doesn't mean disinterest. It's the space where curiosity grows. You stop explaining every feeling. You stop seeking constant reassurance. You simply exist, grounded, calm, present. And she notices. Not in a dramatic way, but in small cues. Lingering eye contact, a slightly warmer tone, more frequent engagement. Your absence is emotional, not physical. It's a quiet invitation for her to step in, to re-engage with the version of you that's calm, confident, and self-contained. This subtle shift often triggers the first signs of her leaning in, without you saying a word. Humans are wired to seek novelty and uncertainty in social interactions. Predictability is comforting, but too much comfort can reduce attraction. This taps into the curiosity gap, a concept from behavioral psychology. Lowenstein, 1994. When someone can anticipate your responses, their brain produces less dopamine. Less dopamine equals less emotional engagement. Contrast that with subtle unpredictability. Small variations in timing, energy, or tone create micro-curiosity loops. Her attention spikes naturally without coercion. Combine this with dopamine anticipation loops. Our brains love what we don't fully know yet. The pull isn't manipulation, it's simply giving space for desire to arise organically. Certainty kills curiosity. Calibrated space fosters it. That's the psychology behind the chase. might notice it first in small ways. She texts first, casually. She asks more questions. She seeks your opinion, not out of obligation, but curiosity. It's quiet, no grand gestures, just a shift in energy. The dynamic flips subtly. You're no longer the one reaching. She's leaning in. And it doesn't feel manipulative. It feels mutual, natural, balanced. That's the beauty of this psychological shift. It's not about control. It's about alignment, when your energy matches your intent. The chase isn't forced. It's allowed to emerge.
Attraction doesn't work in a vacuum. It starts internally. Your self-worth and emotional regulation set the tone for every interaction. If you rely on her responses for validation, you unconsciously transmit neediness. Boundaries are essential, not as a tactic, but as a reflection of self-respect. Clear boundaries signal security and stability. Psychologists call this outcome independence. Your sense of value is not contingent on external approval. It reduces anxiety and increases authentic presence. When you regulate your nervous system, maintain calm energy, and honor your own life, you naturally create an environment where attraction can flourish. It's ethical, grounded, and sustainable. You become magnetic, not by chasing, but by simply existing as a complete person.
There's a quiet relief in letting go of constant expectation. You stop counting responses, timing texts, or reading too much into every word. Your energy settles. You move through your day with ease. You engage fully with life, not with her reactions. And she notices. Not consciously, not as a strategy, but in the natural warmth that now surrounds your presence. The dynamic shifts without a word. The pull becomes mutual. Curiosity grows. Desire reactivates. This is the emotional space where attraction thrives. Calm, grounded, and unforced.
Here's how to apply the shift without playing games. First, consistency without chasing. Show up predictably in life, not desperately in interactions. Second, space without punishment. Pulling back isn't a threat, it's a boundary that allows autonomy. Third, presence without pressure. Engage fully when you're together. Be curious, attentive, but not contingent on her validation. Psychologists emphasize that desire grows when freedom of choice exists. Reactance and autonomy principles show us that attraction spikes when she feels she's deciding, not being directed. Combine this with self-regulation, maintain calm energy, prioritize your own life, and allow natural curiosity to lead the interaction. This is the ethical, sustainable framework behind the chase.
It all comes together quietly. No sudden declarations, no dramatic gestures. The energy between you feels lighter, freer, more magnetic. She engages more. You're no longer waiting. You're fully present. Attraction becomes mutual. Curiosity fuels connection. Confidence replaces effort. And the paradox is clear. By caring less about control, you gain more influence. Not through manipulation, through authenticity. This is the psychological shift that makes her want you more. Simple, subtle, grounded, real.